So it's definitely been over 8 hours. I have to tell you guys. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of my Foundation Beyond 50 series, where I'm always trying out new foundations to determine their performance on dry and mature skin. I will be turning 50 this August, and I have my fair share of wrinkles, fine lines, hyperpigmentation, you name it. So I'm always looking for a foundation that will conceal these problem areas. I prefer a foundation that makes my skin look younger and brighter than it actually is. Today I will be doing a review and wear test of the Maybelline New York Fit Me Hydrate and Smooth Foundation. The Maybelline Fit Me Hydrate and Smooth Foundation is a liquid foundation that claims to be designed to enhance your natural beauty while providing hydration and a smooth finish. It is ideal for normal to dry skin types. This foundation offers a medium buildable coverage, allowing you to customize your look from light to full coverage as needed. It also includes SPF 18, providing a layer of protection against harmful UV rays. This is dermatologist tested, allergy tested, non-comedogenic, and fragrance free. And it's suitable for sensitive skin and won't clog your pores. Now this claims to be available in a wide range of shades. I purchased the shade 120 Classic Ivory. This foundation also comes in a clear glass bottle with black and purple print, a black lid. However, it does not come with a pump. You can purchase this foundation for $10.99 on Amazon.com and $12.96 on Amazon.ca. I've already done my skincare routine, and as you can see, my eyeshadow is complete. But I am going to start with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So I'm going to start with 1.5 pumps. Actually going to do one more pump for my forehead. Okay, so I'm just going to let that set for a few minutes before I apply the foundation. You always want to shake your foundation before applying to ensure that it is combined properly. And just a pro tip, make sure the lid is still on while you're shaking it. I have had mishaps. Now, because this does not have a pump, I'm going to have to just pour some on my hand. Now I'm going to use a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender for my right side, and I'm going to use the BK Beauty foundation brush for my left. It was brought to my attention a while ago that each side of my face could be a little different too as far as dry patches. So I always used to use the foundation brush on my right, but I'm going to swap it up today and I'm going to use my beauty blender on the right. So I'm going to, this is damp, it's not soaking wet, I can't wring it, but it is damp, and I'm just going to tap it into the foundation and get my lucky mirror here, and I'm just going to use press motions to apply it to my face. Now this foundation is a very thin viscosity, so really I should be using a brush, but I always like to try and show you guys how it applies on with both. Now you saw how much I poured there. I'm actually needing to use a little bit more, and that is probably because the beauty blender is soaking it up. There we go, that fixes that problem. Making sure that I blend it into the hairline. I mean, it's not applying horribly with the sponge, but I did have to use quite a bit just for this side. And I do believe it's because the sponge is absorbing the majority of it. Now, as you can tell, I always have this blemish here. It did cover it pretty good. It's not completely gone, but it also has been fading, not fad. It also has been fading because I've been using the vitamin C serum on it. Right off the hop, not a whole lot of coverage when I'm using the sponge. You can still see some red blemishes shining through. Let's see how it does with the brush. So again, I'm just going to pour about that much. And my favorite foundation brush, BK Beauty, gotta love them. And I'm doing the same as I did with the sponge. I'm actually using a stippling motion versus wipe and buff. And I feel like this technique helps it kind of blend out the pores a little better rather than just sweeping it, because then you get the streaks, I find. Doing the patting motion seems to help it blend better. Now I can definitely already see that I have better coverage on this side using the brush, and I didn't use near as much foundation on this side as I did this side. So in my opinion, using a brush is the way to go to apply this foundation. Now this is a very luminous finish. I'm really impressed by this foundation, I must say, for a drugstore foundation. And for, I mean, $13 Canadian, that's pretty good. It blends out beautifully with the brush, not so much with the sponge. It does look like it has a radiant, dewy finish to it. So I will definitely want to powder just a bit in some areas that I'm a little too shiny, I feel. The coverage is definitely more of a lighter coverage. However, it did cover better on my left using the foundation brush than it did here. Grab my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. You can use any kind of powder. However, I do like this one. I do prefer it. And I'm going to grab my Beauty Blender puff. I think it's called a puff. I'm not sure what you call it. But anyways, I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to dip it in, tap off any excess, and let's give this a try. So definitely got rid of the shine on this side, which is nice. You don't need much of this. It's actually goes a long way. A little some on this side. I'm trying to go really light with the powder under my eyes because I do not want it to cake or settle. Of course, powder the nose because it's all shiny. And then I'm going to just, and you'll notice I'm not sweeping, I'm still just pressing. So that has done it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the dry Beauty Blender. So this is the one I use to apply the foundation. I'm going to take this and I'm going to grab the finishing spray. And I'm just going to give it a spray. And then I'm going to press under the eye. Now hopefully this will prevent it from settling into my fine lines. Now, I'm still going to set my makeup when I've completed my whole face of makeup, but I have been told, actually by you guys, my viewers, that this is the best way to prevent your concealer or foundation from caking or looking crepey under the eyes. And I haven't mastered it yet, but I do feel like I get better each time. And like looking at it now, that powder has not settled. It actually looks quite beautiful. So there we go. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I will return. Okay guys, so I have completed the rest of my makeup. I'm just going to top it off with the Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. Now this one I always have to hold my breath because it's actually pretty potent. Got a very, very strong perfumey smell. So now that I'm completely done, I'm going to go on with the rest of my day. I will come back and check in with you guys at the 4-hour mark and then again at the 8-hour or anytime after 8 hours and show you guys how it's holding up. I will see you soon. Okay, I am back. It has been about 4 hours and 15 minutes since I applied the foundation. And I'm just here to give a quick look. It does seem to have worn off just where I was wearing my glasses. Here you can kind of see it has not oxidized. It has stayed true to its color. A couple of spots. Of course, there were spots on this side that it didn't cover anyways, but the only spot I really see on my left, which is the side that I used the foundation brush, is where my glasses were sitting. Now, I also did a fashion video today, and so I was taking clothes off and on, removing and replacing jewelry. I've also eaten dinner, so all in all, it has held up pretty good, even around my mouth. I don't have a whole lot that had come off. Now, if I was out and about, I probably would repowder just a bit. I don't have oily skin, but I am noticing a bit of shine on the nose. And then of course I would touch up. And then a little bit on my chin and maybe a little on the forehead. So I don't know, maybe I broke into a little bit of a sweat when I was changing the clothes because I was changing quite a few tops and, you know, just pulling stuff over my head. But yeah, it's held up really well. I'm really impressed with this foundation. So I'm zoomed in here. Now you can see that it really didn't settle into my lines under my eyes or on my forehead. You can definitely tell that I ate now that I'm zoomed in. You can tell. And again, like this side is definitely looking better other than where I was wearing my glasses. Yeah, like normally when I get settling, it'll settle right in here. And of course my smile lines and then under the eyes and in the forehead. And it has not done that. So the fact that this has vitamin E in it and some moisturizing qualities, that is excellent. That makes it a very good foundation. So again, I'm very impressed with this foundation. I'm still going to give it another 4.5 hours. That will leave me at about 9 o'clock tonight. So I will check back in with you guys then and we will see how this performed. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 9:58 p.m.
Hi guys, I am back. It is 9:58 p.m. I think that's what Google just said. So it's definitely been over 8 hours. I have to tell you guys, I am really impressed with this foundation. It's very comfortable. It wore really well throughout the day. I was wearing my glasses for the better part of today because I was doing a lot of editing. You can see it has peeled off a little bit on the nose and a little tiny bit around the mouth. I am a little shiny in some areas, especially in here, because again, the glasses. So I could touch up again if I needed to, if I wasn't going to be washing this off right away. But yeah, it's actually pretty decent, this foundation. The oil control. Now, I don't have oily skin, but it did get shiny again. You saw earlier at my 4-hour mark, I did touch it up with the Maybelline Fit Me powder. And if I was still out and about, I would probably powder again. But I don't think that's oil control because I don't really have oily skin. I don't know. It did not oxidize, which is very, very nice. It's still true to its shade. And it did not settle. It still did not settle in my lines, like you can see under my eyes. Normally, if it settles, you can see that it settled in. Again, right here, what is that? I have a little fluff on my face. Yeah, so these areas where it normally settles, it didn't, and my forehead. All in all, the longevity of this foundation is really good. I'm without words. For a drugstore foundation, this is really, really good one to use for us over 50 and aging and dry and cracked skin. Not so much for pigmentation. It does not have the best coverage, and you know, like I am seeing quite a few of the red marks shining through on both sides, not just the side that I use the sponge on. But it doesn't claim to be full coverage. It is light to medium coverage, and I didn't build it, so that is my own fault. I also could have just used a concealer to cover those up, but I try not to use concealer when I'm doing a review on a foundation because it affects the foundation. It's going to affect the coverage, it's going to affect the wear, so I try to stay away from concealers when I'm testing those. That's all I have, you guys. I, again, am very impressed by this foundation. It is definitely going to stay with me. I'm not going to be getting rid of this drugstore one. I have gotten rid of other ones in the past, but this one actually is really good. And yeah, for $13, you can't kick. If you guys found this video helpful, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up and comment below what you think of this foundation. Have you tried it? How did it sit well on your skin? What primer did you use with it? Did you use a finishing spray? I just want to hear from you guys. Please join the conversation so that we can be beauty gurus all together. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a fabulous night. Bye, beauties.